I almost died yesterday. Okay, that sounds a little melodramatic, but under the right circumstances, I could have possibly died in that situation. You would just need to add one more car and a lot of speed. Speed being acceleration and not the drug. So what happened was I was riding my bike down this dirt track towards my climbing gym, and I was really excited because the climbing gyms have been closed for the entirety of the shutdown, and I was finally able to go climbing again. But I was cautious because I didn't really trust my bike on that dirt track. Then comes this part where the dirt track merges back into the street in a slight curve. I use the brake to slow down a bit more because you can never be too cautious. That is when my back wheel decides to do its own thing and go on a travel around the world and breaks loose. I, like an idiot, turn my body when I fall towards the asphalt street to cushion my fall with my bare hands. Life tip: skin on asphalt is not a good idea because it fucking hurts. Because I was too fast to just cushion it with my hands, I then roll on my shoulder to soften the blow as best as I can and just lie on the street. And that is the part when if there had been a car with a lot of speed, I could have might have possibly maybe died. But there was just one car reversing in the opposite direction, so... And the woman in the car actually stopped to look if I would get up again, because if not, she had to, call the ambulance. But luckily for her, I did get back up so she could just drive off. I had to fix my bike quickly, and obviously when climbing, it was hurtful, but I did it. And during this night, my whole body turned against me. Everything hurt so badly. But this is just another entry in the series of bicycle fuck-ups I've lived through. I mean, I never really enjoyed riding a bike. I never had one for the pure enjoyment of riding a bike. I always got it because I wanted to get from A to B quicker. For example, the first bike I bought was with 22 in Australia because I wanted to save money commuting. And the amount of fuck-ups riding a bike is disproportionate to the 8 months I've been doing it. So the first thing was my own fault, yes. I decided to buy a bike on Gumtree and it was just around the corner, so I just walked there and rode it back home. It was during the night and it had lights, so I thought I was in the clear. And I rode it back and a car started following me, and I didn't have any specific reason to believe that they were actually following me, so I just walked across the lawn and got to the front door of my Airbnb. Then the car just stopped and yelled if I could please come over. And then I just realized it was the police. So I was confused, but okay, it's the police, I had to go over there. So I walked over and the friendly lady in the driver's seat said, "Do you realize that you have to wear a helmet?" Do I? Yes. Where are you from? I'm from Germany. I've just got here yesterday. It's okay, sir. Just tomorrow, the first thing you do is buy a helmet. Then we had a little conversation that in Germany it's not necessary to wear helmets. And she said, yeah, well, here you can get fined $200, but we will let you off easy. Thank you. But during my first ride on that Gumtree bike I mentioned earlier, it literally fell apart. So what I said to the guy who sold it to me was, "I'm extremely angry, would you please take back your piece of..." And he said yes. So luckily nothing too bad happened. Honestly, 30 minutes later it was on Gumtree again, so I believe he didn't really fix it. So the next thing that happened was I was riding my bike to the swimming pool to go for a swim when this hot daddy rode past me. So I just quickly glanced back to pay my respects, obviously, when I saw his kid riding towards me as well. The kid just wasn't looking at me, it was looking at the parking lot next to it. So I thought maybe it will look at me at some point. So we drew in closer, the kid's still looking at the parking lot, I thinking this gets a little dangerous. The kid's still looking at the parking lot, we drew in closer. So I yelled "Vorsicht" in German, which the kid obviously didn't understand, but it did the trick, so it looked at me just as it slammed into me. I saw the kid fly into the air, literally meters up, and fall to the ground. I got off my bike and asked, "Are you fine?" The dad came back. I was like, "Hi, daddy." Your kid is fine. And the kid was fine, luckily. The dad apologized and they left as quickly as possible when I realized that my leg was completely open. And that is probably why they left so quickly, not because I was flirting with them. I guess. And the last thing I want to tell, although there are a couple more, is that I was once riding a bike And I don't know how this happened. I was riding my bike, again towards a climbing gym, I think there's a common theme here. And I, for some reason, I am still not really clear on the details, just slammed into a parked car. I have no idea how that works. I mean, I was riding and the next moment I was against that car. Everything was fine, I just got up and started riding again. So, what is the moral of the story here? I guess it is that I'm shit at riding bikes and that I should probably stop. And if you can take away one thing today, it is please wear your helmets. They look stupid, but they save lives.